Hey guys, it's Lyric. Welcome back to another video. Yesterday I finished reading a book and I had been looking at my TBR and I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want fantasy, mystery thriller, romance, dark romance, cheesy romance. I just did not know. I had no idea. So naturally, what did I do? Went to TikTok and forced other people to choose for me. So I posted a TikTok and I was like, help me pick my next read. And the votes were unanimous. Every single person said I should read Hooked. I've had this on my TBR for a little bit, and honestly, I'm gonna be real honest with you, I'm a little bit scared. I've been a little bit scared. I feel like I would have read this earlier, but I was just a little intimidated. Not necessarily by the cover and not even necessarily by what the back or the description of the book is, just by other people's reactions. The reviews I've gotten about this book are so mixed. Like, people either love it or they think it's really weird, and it's like a perfect mix of the amount of people that think both ways. I now have to see for myself, and since you guys are telling me to read this, I'm going to. And I'm gonna vlog it. This is the first one in the whole Never After series. There are three other books after this. I'm pretty sure this is like a Peter Pan retelling. I never even saw that movie. But the first part says, James has always had one agenda: destroy his enemy, Peter Michaels. And it says Peter Michaels has a 20-year-old daughter, and she shows up in James' bar, and James kind of realizes, he's like, oh, this is my enemy's daughter. I can get revenge on him through his daughter. And so they start talking and connecting. James starts trying to make a plan to make Peter's organization crumble, probably something to do with Peter's daughter, something like that. And obviously their relationship is going to grow. So yeah, the description of the book sounds interesting, but I just feel like the book itself is going to be much more than it seems. So let's dive into this, let's start reading, and let's see what this is all about. By the way, this will be spoiler free. So if you haven't read this yet, you can still watch this video without worrying about any spoilers. Look at the color coordination right now. This is a playlist I'm gonna try out. That's what it looks like. I just always have to have music or something playing when I'm reading. Okay. First few sentences are a little aggressive. It feels different than I thought it would. Killing him? Huh. No, yeah. So this man just killed someone right off the bat, and then his friend calls him like it's like a daily occurrence, a little activity, routine type of thing that they do, and he's like, how do you feel? He's like, it was fine. Okay, yeah, I kill people every day. No, I don't. Okay, I've only read the prologue, and you know how I mentioned that I feel like the book is gonna be a bit more and a bit different from the description? I'm seeing how that could happen here. I mean, someone was killed right off the bat. He was just chilling. He's like, all right, on to the next one. I'm just now realizing that James, the one who did the killing, his name is Hook. How do people take that seriously? James is just James. But then when his crazy side comes out, it's Hook. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's how it's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they described it. Wants to expand our distribution. Run our pixie to new corners of the universe. Our pixie? I heard this was like a Peter Pan retelling, but then the author's note says that it's an adult fractured fairy tale and it is not a fantasy or a retelling. Why are we using pixie in our sentence, much less our business, as if it's just a regular occurrence? Run our pixie to new corn. What? I can already tell that Hook is gonna be so controlling. Normally, I like that in books. I don't know if you've read the Twisted series. The way Christian Harper is in Twisted Lies, I low-key love when men are just like slightly mean and kind of controlling. But something about this guy, Hook, or James, if you will, something about him and his thought process so far, I feel like I'm not gonna like it. If I met someone like this in real life, I would throw hands at him. I genuinely would. Subduing a woman is all about control. A give and take, if you will, supplying them with the absolute pleasure of your dominance. Which if Christian Harper said that, or some other guys in other books said that, I would be like, yes. But something about when he says it, I'm like, screw off, leave. James and Wendy just had their first encounter. Wendy decided to actually go out with her sister and her sister's friends, I think. And they went to the bar that James owns, I believe. While they're there, James is in the back with like his coworkers or something, and he hears that his enemy, Peter, has just moved into town. I think it's James' boss or someone that he works for or works with is going into a meeting with Peter. And James is like, I want to go. And his friend Rue is like, no. No, you're too much. You will scare him off. You're not coming. Wendy was going to the bathroom and ran into James. The first words that James says is, filthy words for such a pretty mouth. He just gives cocky, like he expects women to bow and fall to him anytime he wants. Why am I frustrated with him already? I feel like he's hot though. Like in my mind, he's hot. But the attitude... not liking the attitude though. He's like obsessed with Wendy. I don't get it. Like, boy, you just saw her. I don't know. Tarnishing her innocence and tossing her at her father's feet. A defiled version of the girl he bred. Delicious. Tone it down, buddy. You ain't all that. You are not all that. You're so disrespectful. I get that that's how this book is supposed to be. Apparently, I'm ready to throw hands. You just met her. There is so much potential for this to drive me crazy. I know he did not just call her a pet project. Taming her until she purrs. Sending her back with a leash? He keeps calling her darling. That I like. When men like that are super like manly call a girl darling, it's just an automatic win for them. I was just looking at Goodreads reviews and this girl was talking about like how she's always loved Captain Hook. The idea of having a series of reimagined fractured fairy tales dedicated to villains getting their happy endings, that makes so much sense. This is like Captain Hook getting his happy ending type of thing. Oh, so it's like villains getting their happy... Ooh, maybe I'm gonna like this more than I thought. So maybe if I go into it more with the headspace that these men are kind of supposed to be morally gray, maybe I'll enjoy it. Okay, we have migrated to my car. I got an iced shaken espresso from Starbucks and I'm going to continue reading Hooked. I'm only like 11% through right now. I'm on page 35. That review that I just mentioned, it's like completely changed my mindset on this whole series. I knew it had something to do with retellings, even though the author said it wasn't. Like she said it wasn't a retelling, which I guess it isn't. There really aren't stories or movies of these villains kind of getting their happily ever after type of thing. But now that I kind of know that that's what this series is based off of, I might eat this series up. I know the book after this is called Scarred, and that's gonna be based off of kind of like Lion King, how Scar is the villain in Lion King. It doesn't excuse, but it kind of explains the attributes of James Hook. This man is about to kill someone because they were rude to her. Okay, pop off, Mr. Hook. Do your thing. Do your thing. Like, go ahead. I think I just learned what pixie is. Like, you know how I said they were basically James, one of his businesses is like drug dealing, but he has a guy that handles all of it, but the guy's like beneath him, so therefore it's part of James' business. And when they talk about transferring or pushing their pixie, that's referring to drugs. Isn't that just so endearing? I hate when I'm like finally starting to kind of like somewhat enjoy this book more, and then he goes about to say, do me a favor, pet. What? If somebody said that to me, immediate ick and I'm never talking to you again. You can't be saying that. Just met this girl. This is their first date and he's over here like, do me a favor, pet. Can you say red flag? His inner dialogue, he literally called Wendy a tool. He literally called her a tool. He said, she's a tool. Something to be used and broken. A means to an end and nothing more. But if you put your rose-colored glasses on, he did choose you as the tool he wanted to use. You know, like he could have chosen a different tool. I cannot pick a side with this man. Like, he has moments where I'm like, that's kind of hot. It's morally gray. Like, it is not right in any way, but I kind of like that. And then other times he makes me so mad. Second chances are a thing. She is brave. She does not know anything about this man. He took her to a private yacht on their first date. I don't know about you, but that gives, this man could end my life here and now. No one's gonna know. He won't get in trouble, and that's it. There's just this interaction between one girl and Wendy in a bar, and Wendy told the girl that she was waiting for Hook to come, and the girl's like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, he's probably already left. And she's like, I basically gave him a proper goodbye already. But then Hook shows up and he's behind, I think her name's Mariah, and he was like, why are you lying about me? And then just like the cute little way he defended Wendy, it was kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. Like, why am I starting to kind of be seduced by him? I'm kidding. But why am I kind of starting to like him a little bit? But just like the way I felt about him at the beginning of the book has definitely changed in a positive way. I'm currently exactly halfway through. I checked Goodreads and it says I'm 50%. I'm now feeling bad for Hook. That's how you know there's a plot twist. But it's not as big of a plot twist as it seems in the book, because Hook doesn't know the full side of the plot twist, so he thinks specific people are behind what happened, when I don't think all of those people were behind what took place. So far, it's been such an easy and fun read. If I really wanted to, I probably could have read this whole book in a day. I'm thinking if things just keep going the way they're going, I feel like I'll probably end up wanting to read the rest of the series. This book has really done not a full 180. We haven't improved that much, but there has definitely been, it's not even character development, it's just like seeing a different side of characters.
I could check my phone right now, but I'd rather sit still under the shade. Still, I hope you know that I'm thankful for the world you brought me. It's funny that
I am 75% of the way through. The way I thought about Hook at the beginning of this book has changed so dramatically. I started off hating him with a passion. I'm at the point where I am low-key obsessed with him. I understand some of his actions. It is so hard for me to describe because he still has the similar character traits that he had at the beginning of the book, but we have gotten to see a little more to him. He's always gonna be like that, but for some reason this man can do like a full 180 in such a short amount of time. There's actually a part in the book where Wendy is thinking about Hook and she describes him perfectly. This is exactly how I feel about him. He's a dichotomy, threatening my life in one breath and being a gentleman in the next. It's terrifying how he can do both so flawlessly, as if they're integral parts of him, coexisting peacefully as one. It tosses everything I've ever been taught about good and evil out the window until it skews and blurs in my brain. If that does not describe my emotions and the way I feel towards Hook throughout this book, I don't know what does. Needless to say, this has gone from possibly being my first 2-star rating book to we're getting close to 4-star. Wow. Yep. I was doing the rough cut for this video and I realized I never gave you guys the rating. I never gave you my final thoughts on the book. Actually unacceptable. So here we are. I feel like you guys kind of have a good idea of my thoughts and everything, but I have never read a book that started off with such low thoughts and opinions and feelings towards the main character and how I thought this book was going to end up. I was truly expecting to rate this a 2-star. I've never rated a book that low yet. The first few chapters, I'm not even kidding, I was like, there is no way I'm gonna like this book. Come to the end of it, ended up rating it 4 stars. I just gotta say, if you start reading this book, you really have to push through the first bit. I would say it starts getting so much better once you hit the halfway point. Like the storyline, the character development, and it's not even character development, it's just getting to see another side of the characters that we didn't get to see at the beginning of the book. And it really just ended up so much better than I was expecting. So I definitely want to read the rest of the books in this series. I just saw on Instagram actually today that the author Emily just kind of posted that the next book is coming out in, I think it's August. I probably won't be ready to read it by then, but I definitely do want to read the rest of these books because I had such a fun time reading this. This was like a fun experience. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely check out my TikTok and Instagram. I post book content on both of those basically every single day. All my links and everything that I have on social media is in the description. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love y'all so much and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
I could check my phone.